because they were generating a lot of harmonics into the grid. And we proved to Jindal कि आपको ये लगाने से पैसा बचेगा, 1 साल का 3 करोड़ रुपया बचा. And the return on investment was 18 months. Within 18 months they got the money back for putting harmonic filter. And this, I said, must be made mandatory, that generators of harmonics must use mandatorily the active harmonic filter. इसकी आगे मूवमेंट नहीं हुई, क्योंकि अपोजिशन क्या है कि कोई भी इन्वेस्टर भारत में वो इसको देख नहीं रहा है, इसकी लॉजिक को नहीं देख रहा है. इसको देखने से क्या होगा, बहुत सारा इलेक्ट्रॉनिक पोल्यूशन आपका बंद हो जाएगा. And we, those who understand harmonics, they know it in different way, but for people, I call it as electronic pollution from gadgets. Even your household inverter, the government at some point of time will say, ये लगा नहीं सकते आप. लेकिन अब कहने क्यों नहीं पा रहे हैं, क्योंकि आपको बिजली नहीं पहुंचा रहे हैं, आपको क्वालिटी बिजली नहीं दे रहे हैं. So basically those issues will come, and if we have the AHFs as a technology interface, somebody could come up with wonderful idea of decentralized stuff. And I will tell you what will happen. The grid will become more stable through the process. So technology interfaces will come, and hydro is not going to die. Hydro and gas are the only solutions for plug and play. Let us not fool ourselves, or let us not fool the public. उनको बताते हैं कोई डिवाइस ऐसी नहीं है जो जब चाहे आ जाए, जब चाहे निकल जाए. ये केवल 2 तरीके से हो सकता है, एक हाइड्रो पावर से हो सकता है, एक गैस से. तो मैं अभी भी खजानची साहब पावर की तरफ जरूर जाऊंगा और बोलूंगा आज भी हाइड्रो बेस्ट ऑप्शन है, क्योंकि उसमें कोई फ्यूल नहीं है, ऊर्जा नहीं है, उसमें ऊर्जा की खपत नहीं है. पानी के अंदर जो ऊर्जा पड़ी है वो जा रही है, वो तो वेस्ट हो रही है, पानी बह रहा है, उसी को वापर रही है. लेकिन गैस के अंदर आप अभी भी, इट इज स्टिल अ कार्बन फ्यूल. इट इज नॉट जीरो कार्बन, इट इज reduced carbon, a cleaner fuel compared to coal. That's all. So we have to understand carbon footprint idea. Gas, we have to understand that it's needed somewhere else. Electrical vehicle will definitely displace the whole thing, and technology interface will come. But as we go along, I think a very integrated approach, that is the place where I agree with Soda Saab. That's why I've made him speak here. Very important that it is the integrated approach to that which will make us safe. Because हम एक तरह की solution लेके चलते तो it is the story of the 9 blind men and the elephant, you know. So instead of that story, we need to see the elephant as a whole and find how that elephant will sit in the pond when it moves. कि बाकी जानवरों को तकलीफ तो होगी ज़रूर थोड़ी थोड़ी. मैंने भूटान में कहा था सर वो उस कंटेक्स्ट में, बट वो आज बोल नहीं रहा हूँ कि हम इंडिया हाथी है और बाकी देश जो आसपास है ना वो बेचारे बाकी जानवर हैं. पानी कम पड़ा हुआ, उस कीचड़ में गया हुआ है. जब कीचड़ में जाता है, हाथी तो मदोन्मत है, कभी पूछ मार देता है तो लोमड़ी को लग जाती है. लोमड़ी बोलती है साला तुम्हारा पूछ लगा, तुमको क्यों लगाया. दूसरी तरफ उठ के उसने थोड़ा सा सूंड इसमें किया, दूसरे को लग गई, बोला साला तुम हमको धमकी दिया. तो हमारी परिस्थिति इन सार्क इज लाइक दैट. तो ये बड़ा टेरिफिक परिस्थिति है. इसको हम तब सॉल्व कर पाएंगे जब हम हाथी होकर समझेंगे कि भाई मेरी मूवमेंट से हमें थोड़ा मदोन्मत होने से ज़्यादा समझना कि मेरी मूवमेंट से तकलीफ हो रही, कोई बात नहीं, डर मत, मैं तेरे को नहीं हर्ट करने वाला हूँ, मैं तो खाली अपने मजे के लिए इस मिट्टी में लौट रहा हूँ, लेकिन मैं तुम्हारा कोई नुकसान नहीं करूँगा. वो बायलैटरल ट्रीटी में वो मैसेज भी जाएगा, तो जो पॉलिटिकल हो जाएगा तो बहुत हाइड्रो आएगी. विद दिस I want in this forum TC Arora Saab to talk on 2 issues. Hydro for sure, because he has also done fantastic work in hydropower, and he's a past, I would say, literally somebody who's done on the technology side and seen a lot of development in Toshiba. Other thing is that he has been successful in solar. It's most important for me to have him for both the ideas. Come, sir.
Yes, we heard in the morning people from planning, from bureaucracy, from engineers, from managers, everything about the power sector. Yes, we have reduced our hydropower share from 30% to 14%, and in generation it is 10%. So in that it's not only 14%, its generation is 10%, which in spite of having so much potential and so much experience, we can't be sitting with the hands folded and waiting for government to do something. We have to do it ourselves, and let's not blame the government or anybody. It's neither the fight between storage or run of the river. When you talk about storage or run of the river, the intent is same, to produce power and also distribute the water as well. Down, the water is not kept in the run of the river, it is also flowing away. But we have to solve that by solving the disputes between the states. So it's not a hydropower people who are creating problem. It is the state's politicians who are also creating problem, because you have in South India rivers going from east to west and west to east, and yet we are not able to derive maximum benefits out there because of the state's disputes. So we need to resolve that first. As far as the potential usage is concerned, out of 148 gigawatt, we have 42 gigawatt in operation today. So in that sense, we have not really made good progress. We have the potential, and we also had the 50,000 megawatt feasibility reports. It's another matter that you can discuss on the feasibility reports, because they were more on a cut and paste, and but the failure was because of that. You can't fail the government because of that. It is the engineer's failure, and I don't hesitate to say that when you don't have the technology to do the proper geology survey or topography, you can't blame the policies. You can't blame the consumer. So we need to really understand where we went wrong, and we need to correct that. I can find 100 mistakes in the policies. They can find 100 mistakes in engineers, but we need to sit like a team and do it. We have several departments in the country. They do discuss among each other but getting the data only, but they don't work like a team. They have to work like a team to deliver the result. So in that sense, I would not criticize more than that. But I have one question for policymakers, manufacturers, implement agencies, banks, commercial experts, that in this country, when you have a long-term PPAs, the tariff is more than 4 rupees nowadays from the new projects or existing projects. When you have spot prices from the exchange, it is less than 4 rupees. And when you have a reverse section, it is less than 3 rupees. I mean, I'm not able to solve this puzzle. The power coming from a power station, whether it is a thermal, hydro, solar, whatever, does it change because of it is coming from a spot exchange or because of reverse section? Why should be like that? So there's some problem somewhere which has to be resolved. Why are we greedy when we want to make a long-term PPS? And when you have a long-term PPS, your security is more. It should be given a cheaper. When you have a short-term PPS, when you have less security on the finances, it should be expensive. But it's the reverse in this country. The people are almost 25 to 30,000 megawatt in this country does not have PPAs, and they are giving power at cheaper rates than the PPAs which are for 25 years. That's the puzzle the government has to solve. Where they're going wrong? Are they really blind to this? That somebody who does not have PPA, who has spent his money, taken the risk, he is still ready to give a cheaper power, and the guys who have been given even the equity also through the banks, forget about the loan, they are able to charge more. Is a problem of the policy making, or the problem of the commercial people, or the problem of the consumer? So need to understand this and come out with a solution on this. So that is where I would like this puzzle to be solved. Now coming on the better side, well, in Paris or COP or anywhere else, the country has made a commitment that by 2030, as per the INDC, intended nationally determined contribution, our ratio of CO2 emitting plants and non-CO2, I would not say renewable and conventional, I would like to say CO2 and non-CO2. The CO2 will be 60% and 40% non-CO2. Now I'll answer your question of the large hydro in non-CO2. So it is a thought which is going on in the globally as well, in India also, to cover large hydro into renewable. Otherwise you can't get this 40%. So in that sense, nuclear, hydro, solar, wind will all come under the non-CO2, and fossil fuel, which is coal, gas and diesel, will come under the CO2 emitting So in that sense, if we maintain the 60-40, then there is a lot of hope on the hydro. Now we need, government is thinking about 40%, you can't have 40% from nuclear or solar. It's impossible. So hydro has to be there, and the government is thinking very seriously about it. And I believe that in 2030, but there's a caveat in this. There's a vision document made by the Niti Aayog, 2047. The vision energy security 2047. If we are going the business as normal, the 42 gigawatt will become 49 gigawatt by 2047 on hydro, which is a problem. If you're going to have 7,000 megawatt in 30 years, that means it's better to kill, not to put 7,000 at all. It is not going to contribute anyway. The second level is from 49 to 75, and if they go for heroic method, then 105. So if we consider 105 gigawatt from 42 by 2047 in 30 years, which means about almost 3 times. So then there is a hope, and in that sense, I would say that hydro engineers need to work and make this reality for 2047, starting from today. Thank you so much.
I would like to almost conclude for next 15-20 minutes or half an hour, whatever, question answers. Audience can ask any of my people on the panel. There is, Khazanchi Saab, right from Bhutan. There is, I'm sorry, I didn't give a chance for our good friend to speak, but we'll ask him to close after that. That will be same Walia would be closing the day for us. I want the questions to come. किसी को भी सवाल पूछना है, but it should be done in a systematic way. सागर साहब, और सवाल एकदम let's keep short sir, लंबे लंबे हम टिप्पणियां ना करें.
सर मेरा क्वेश्चन बहुत सिंपल और बहुत टू द पॉइंट है और खजांची साहब से है.
बिल्कुल.
कि चाइना में 1.6 बिलियन पीपल रह रहे हैं और हमारे यहाँ 1.2 के करीब हैं. उनकी जो वाटर बॉडी है, उन्होंने टोटल कैलकुलेशन से वो वाटर बॉडी वहाँ पर क्रिएट की हुई हैं कि इतने बिलियन आदमियों को इतना पानी चाहिए, इतनी रिक्वायरमेंट है वाटर सप्लाई के मैथमेटिकल कैलकुलेशन से. और वो वाटर बॉडीज़ वो हम लोग रोज़ उनके मैगजीन्स वगैरह में देखते हैं. और यहाँ पर कोई भी वाटर बॉडीज़ गवर्नमेंट के प्रोजेक्ट में या नीति आयोग के प्रोजेक्ट में कहीं पे भी दिखाई नहीं देती. तो उसके लिए हम लोगों को क्या करना है, और एज अ मीडिया पर्सन हमें उसको किस तरीके से सरकार को इस सब्जेक्ट के बारे में उनके संदर्भ में लाना है. तो आपसे मैं गुजारिश करूंगा कुछ इस पे हमें ज्ञान दें सर.
Need organizations to do it, and I mentioned earlier also, ideal would be these state governments create organizations, identify. It can be identified. It's nothing big. If China has done it, and in fact every state, I worked for one of the states. I come from J&K. We have the data. In irrigation department of J&K, we have the data. Irrigation and flood control used to be combined, and every state must be having it. Only that it's to be organized and is pooled. That's important.
नहीं, इसमें थोड़ा सा मैं टिप्पणी करना चाहूँगा फॉर योर अंडरस्टैंडिंग. हो क्या रहा है कि राज्यों ने हाइड्रो पावर के केस में राज्य उसको कैसे देख रहे हैं कि दे सी बोथ पॉलिटिकल एंड दे सी दैट दे वांट टू मेक मैक्सिमम, एंड इन द प्रोसेस वो दिखाना चाह रहे हैं कि उनको ज़्यादा बने. तो ये फ्री पावर का जो चक्कर चल रहा है उसमें, दैट्स किलिंग द हाइड्रो पावर ऑल्सो. ऑन द अदर साइड इज डेफिनेटली दैट वाटर इशू विच टीसी रोडा एंड अदर्स हैव ब्रॉट अप ऑल्सो, कि भाई ये between the states there is no understanding. The states are under conflict. So then we have to go back into the fundamentals of river networking within the states. वाजपेयी साहब का और उसके पहले जो parliamentary committee, he talked about the gentleman who first gave the idea, in the parliament in those days during Nehru's cabinet, कि भाई river interlinking of rivers was important. So if that is to be done, then we have to go state-wise interlinking of rivers. I think a couple of states have done it. Gujarat has already done it. Madhya Pradesh is doing it. तो ये मेरे ख्याल से सब राज्यों को सोचना पड़ेगा कि वो अपने वाटर बॉडीज के साथ क्या खेल खेल रहे हैं. और ये बिल्डर लॉबी जो है, इट हैज बीन टेकिंग ओवर द वाटर बॉडीज. सो एनवायरमेंटल इश्यूज आर मच डिफरेंट देन व्हाट वी थिंक. इट्स नॉट रिलेटेड टू पावर इंजीनियर्स एंड एक्सपर्ट ऑल्सो एंड नाइदर द पॉलिटिशियंस ऑन दैट सब्जेक्ट, बट इट इज रिलेटेड टू व्हाट इज हैपनिंग विद इन स्टेट्स. वही तो मैं कह रहा हूं कि जब तक हम क्या कह रहे हैं,
जोड़ ही नहीं सकते, रेन वाटर इकट्ठा ही नहीं कर सकते, और हम रिवर लिंकिंग की बात करते हैं, तो दोनों बहुत अजीब सी लगती है.
नहीं नहीं, आपको बात समझ में अभी बड़े प्यार से समझाता हूं. मैं महाराष्ट्र से आता हूं
सर. जब समर में पानी है ही नहीं और रिवर्स में भी नहीं है, और हमने वाटर स्टोरेज की कैपेसिटी नहीं बनाई कि हम 3 महीने उससे पानी यूज कर सके, तो हमारी प्लानिंग काहे की है?
तो आप सर टोटली मैं बोल रहा हूँ गलत रास्ते पे जा रहे हैं. आपको बताता हूँ व्हाई यू आर रॉन्ग. इन महाराष्ट्र वी सेंड ऑलमोस्ट 80% ऑफ द वाटर इनटू द अरेबियन सी. ओके, so who's doing it for this? ठीक है, this is both stupidity, because we can create an embankment between Lonavala and Mumbai, which can feed Nashik, Pune and almost Aurangabad and all the districts. Who's stopping them from creating, forget electricity like he said. So basically there are no new good reservoirs being built in this country. पुरानी बावड़ियाँ decentralized, उनको अभी लाया नहीं जा रहा है. तो basic issues है government और governance का. चाहे कितना भी आप कहिए, इसके बारे में सोचा नहीं जा रहा है. So basically, it is not a question of us answering or not. And it is not that these government do not know. Forums like us have written also to them. But there is no forum. State governments don't meet with the center on a 2-month basis on this issue, which is mandatory. That in the year, there must be 6 meetings of this strategic group in the country if they want to take the country forward. So at Narendra Modi Saab's area, I'm going to write this in this particular white paper, कि आपको convene करना पड़ेगा. And it is the job of the top. It cannot be left to anybody. And every state in a federal structure has to start cooperating. You know, there is no other way you can bring the result. Because water today, in Maharashtra, we have 4 crore people who have no access to water today. I explained to you. And so much of water flowing into the ocean. Now Cherrapunji does not get highest rainfall in northeast. Highest rainfall is received by our Lonavala, Khandala, Khapoli. The books have to change. We get 3 months of rain, incessant rain. Can you believe it? So, and then we are not talking about it. Who stores it? It all goes into the sea. Whole of the Konkan coast is getting the water in. So this is just one example I gave you. So हर राज्य को सोचना पड़ेगा कि उसके साथ क्या हो रहा है. तो इसलिए मैंने कहा कि उसको डिसेंट्रलाइज करिए, राज्यों को अपना प्लान बनाइए कि आप इंटरलिंकिंग एंड वाटर रिसोर्सेज मैनेजमेंट की बात करें. बिजली तो अपने आप आ जाएगा, उसमें बिजली जैसे बाई प्रोडक्ट ऑटोमेटिक तैयार हो जाएगा. मैं खजांची साहब के साथ इस बात पे मैं बहुत मान रहा हूं कि वाजपेयी's ड्रीम must be fulfilled. It was not related to electricity. It was related to ensuring the interlinking and networking of the, I would say, water resources within first each state, basins, regions, and it has to be engineered in a very good manner. Then only will come out. That is the answer. Other people, please. But yeah, so see this, he is from the basin, I would say, integrating authority itself. He has seen it in that one. See, Himachal is a small state, but they have won our awards a couple of times for the highest proportion of hydropower in the country in terms of the total generation versus how much hydro is there. So that's a fantastic example state. No other states win. And the other state that wins that award in REPA, our renewable organization, that won, is none other than Karnataka. Karnataka uses that base load. Karnataka is using hydropower as base load, whereas they use it like hydropower. So there's a difference in the usage. So it's a very flexible stuff, you know, hydropower is highly flexible stuff, unlike other forms of power. Any other questions? Yes, please give the mic there.
क्वेश्चन अरोड़ा जी से है. इन्होंने बोला 30 years में we are going to add, as per नीति आयोग document, only 7,000 megawatt. What happens to 42,000 megawatt in Arunachal, which are already awarded, and in Himachal, where the bidding was done, and the free power was to the extent of 49%?
The things have been awarded, but the plan has been made on the basis of actual situation on the ground. Now, there have been MOUs made for 50,000 megawatt. After that, nothing has moved.
Right.
So that doesn't mean that what should be done. nothing has moved out of the drawing room, what do you do? So,
Which is to be provided by the government. Where are the roads to take the equipment? Where is the road to evacuate the power?
so you can't say that it has been already awarded, has been there, but no work has been done.
No, it is
So-
more than 10 years now, almost 15
No,
years.
if many projects have been put into this kind of situation, not only in Arunachal, but many other places. So that's why there has been a delay, and this situation has to be resolved. You can't be doing, one department is doing some work, the other department is doing different work, and they don't work as a team. So if you say that the same thing happens to the private, because the government talks about the infrastructure to be developed by the private, and they did not do it. Now somebody has to do this infrastructure work. And the infrastructure work which is not done, you can't start the work. Now projects have taken 20 years, not because there was a problem in the engineering or something. That's what I'm saying, that in the business as usual, it is 7,000 megawatt. If they put some heroic effort, it can go to 105,000. So that is what is the Niti Aayog says. If you continue the same way what you are doing it, then you will get only 7,000 megawatt. If you increase your efforts from level 1 to level 2 to level 3 and level 4. So it is from level 1, it goes to 49, level 2 goes to 75, and level 4 goes to 105. That is what is the Niti Aayog says.
We have also, I must recognize the presence of S.C. Sharma, whom, he is also the past winner of Hydrovibhushan. हमारे यहाँ शर्मा जी फ्रॉम तेरी, प्लीज गिव अ बिग हैंड. वो बैठे हैं बीच में शांति से, तो अच्छी बात है, सुन रहे श्रोता हैं. लेकिन सर, आपको एक सवाल मैं पूछना चाह रहा हूँ कि व्हेन यू डेवलप तेहरी, एंड ऑल्सो शुक्ला साहब भी हैं, आप लोगों ने किया काम, तो ये तेहरी ने इतना मतलब फायदा किया देश का, उसके बाद भी लोगों को समझ में नहीं आई क्या बात? ये आप जरा समझाइए लोगों को, इस ऑडियंस को.
The examples like Tehri, Bhakra, they are very unique projects. और टेहरी में जब ये शुरू किया था यूपी गवर्नमेंट ने, सिर्फ फाइनेंशियल कंस्ट्रेंट्स की वजह से नहीं कर पाए थे, लेकिन गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया में जब आ गया एज ए THDC, उस वक्त भी प्रॉब्लम्स, एनवायरनमेंट, रिहेबिलिटेशन, लैंड एक्विजिशन, ऑल दीज प्रॉब्लम्स which are prevalent in a hydro sector were there. But with the support, because first thing is the political will. If the political will is there, projects can happen. Tehri happened because the government totally supported and political will was there. Engineering wise there was no problem, technically no problem. Problem was the political will, and environment and rehabilitation were never a problem, as you have Professor rightly pointed out. You see, after the project was commissioned, before the project was commissioned there were a lot of problems, but after the project was commissioned, it has been considered to be a boon.
Right.
About 2 years back, when there were floods, cloudbursts in Uttarakhand, it was the Tehri who saved Hardwar, Rishikesh and the Gangetic Plain. Had it not been there, it would have been a more disaster. So hydro projects, I mean, benefits everybody knows. Here the gathering is a very august gathering, everybody knows about the benefits. But point is, whether there is a political will. Today, the political will for hydropower is not there, but I understand the Ministry of Power is now going to come up. There is a conclave in,
Yeah.
I think, Goa.
I know
They're
that.
going to be there 16, 17.
I know
So
that.
they are going to bring a change in the hydro policy. So the changed hydro policy, let us see how it transpires. And once the hydro policy again comes, they want to bring it up. I mean, but unfortunately, even today, I mean, most of the people must have read in Economic Times front page, there is a news. The renewables from 20,000 megawatt has come to 42,750 megawatt. Whereas hydro, it has surpassed hydro. Hydro, since independence to the, I mean, today, I mean, it has been 42,000 about 500 megawatt. So it has surpassed renewables.
No, that is not on generation terms. That is a pure installed.
It's installed capacity.
Installed. So that
Installed
doesn't, it's not, it's like comparing an Alfonso mango with a regular mango. So
But
I don't,
as you have rightly pointed out,
that is no comparison actually.
Tehri was an example which people should know. I mean, environmentalists have been very critical about the project, which has proved that it has improved the environment rather than degrading the environment. So the storage projects, as was being told, that they degrade the environment, both Bhakhra, Tehri, Sirisalam in south,
Correct.
Shivasmudram,
Even Koina.
even Koina.
Koina in Maharashtra,
It
for
is
sure.
always the storage project. So storage project,
And
one
Sardar
storage
Sarovar,
project-
why we are forgetting Sardar
Sardar
Sarovar.
Sarovar in Gujarat, they have always proved to be a boon.
Bilkul, bilkul.
So, but how government is going to take it up on the political side, that's the thing. NHPC, I mean for the Subansiri project, everybody knows, for the past 4 years it is stalled. It is because of lack of political will.
नो हमने तो सर इस पे ब्लॉग पे डाला हुआ है, मीटिंग्स की हो गई हैं,
Yeah.
और जो आपको अभी पावर मिनिस्टर की मीटिंग मिल रही है, इसके पीछे इनर्शिया का बहुत बड़ा हाथ है. वी कॉल्ड इट द ताजमहल ऑफ द प्रोजेक्ट्स.
I was associated with Chukha project from Ray 1. And you know, the political will to expand it, we used to have a review meeting at Chukha site. I was from BHL side, the coordinator there. King used to come every month to have a review. And each problem, if there was any from the government side, whether from the Indian side or the Bhutan side, it used to be tackled by the king himself. Right. And that is how the first project Chukha came earlier, 1 week earlier than what he had scheduled. And his involvement was, I tell you, fantastic. Every meeting he will be there, address the problem. In India, if we take any hydro project, like Tehri was there, we were involved with Tehri, Mr. S.P. Singh was the man who started. How much time it took to overcome the political will? Same thing happened in Sardar Sarovar. In India, if we do a project like Chukha, and if the whole political will is there, I think we can do better than what we have done in Chukha.
For sure.
So I think the whole issue is how far the political will is there. Today there is a first statement from the Ministry of Power. Minister is now talking. After 2 years, hydro has come in his mouth.
Yes,
Let us
yes.
hope. Let
So
us
you
hope
should
this
thank
hydro
people
comes
like
out.
us.
That's because of the pressure which we have put it on him.
How many months we have discussed this? For the last
After
6
2
months.
years, first time I saw him talking hydro.
And I must have tweeted him 1,000 times.
So I think let's hope so for that.
So anyway, so
Yeah, Khajanchi Saab, the way you are doing successful project in Bhutan, so this type of work, why is not being done in Northeast? We can do same thing in Northeast also, and J&K and other parts, there is rich hydro resources. So why this present government or previous government is doing such a huge favor or at the cost of Northeast, which is also equally poor country, poor part?
Sir, the reply is the political will. That's all.
right, absolutely.
Local leadership is
Yes.
the most important. That's the most important.
See, now these Assam, the government has changed, so Subansiri becomes easy, right? That's the way it moves. And for Arunachal, whatever conflict is there, that is also gone, because there is again a kind of a new fluid situation in Arunachal. And I think Arunachal is quite a big capacity. 50 to 100,000 megawatt तो आप वहीं बना सकते हैं. Because as far as I understand, local people who are, interacting with me, and some good experts are there in the northeastern, because from my own alumnus, they tell me the potential is 150,000 megawatt in Arunachal itself. And China is not looking at Arunachal as a territory. They want the water. China is looking at the water. That's the next story that's coming up in our issue. They are actually wanting your water resource like oil, and it is cheaper. So if they want to gobble up, that's the best thing they would do. They're not wanting the territory. Why they want a territory? There's no population, nothing. They will not get any productivity. They want the resource. It's just like going towards. So our fight in the South China Sea, where I think after Modi ji has come, there is a little bit of India showmanship over there. कि फ्रिगेट्स खड़े कर दिए हमने उनको बताया कि हम तुमको फेस करेंगे और हमारी एसेट वियतनाम के साथ हम जो कर रहे हैं, अभी वो कंप्लेंट कर रहे हैं, कह रहे हैं नहीं इंडिया बेलिजरेंट हो गया है, इंडिया ऐसे हो गया। इंडिया बेलिजरेंट नहीं हुआ, हमारी प्रीवियस रिजीम है वो इतनी डर रही थी कि जब तक हमारे को कुछ करते नहीं है तब तक हम उनको बात ही नहीं करते हैं। तो नाउ अरुणाचल ऑल्सो इज गोइंग टू बी डिफरेंट. It's not an eye for eye confrontation, but at least a country. Yesterday, when the Prime Minister went for energy issue, now it is China, Turkey, New Zealand, all of them are opposing India's membership. So we must know what is our friends. And it is very stupid of us to imagine that even a very good ally who claps for you like US is going to help you. Because I'm going to warn the Prime Minister, it's the same one that now when he took up, I was very happy with the PM, that he took up the name of Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji, that US and India are naturalized. But when Vajpayee ji did this, they gave us 6 months of sanction, and Vajpayee, like a top typical statesman, he said, let it go to hell. He didn't care, and it was US who quoted us back after making that big. So थूक के चाटने वाला काम उन्होंने किया जब हमने अपनी आर्मी खड़ी कर दी थी पाकिस्तान के सामने. So ये मतलब it's not a belligerent stand, but it's a question कि तुम्हें क्या चाहिए, तुम्हें करना क्या है? Do you want to do trade? Do you want to do business? Or do you mean business? And it is so funny, the same United States, when, I'm sorry, I just digressed because I want to tell this forum that what they must know, it should not be seen in the same way. They have not given visa to Modi, and it was same Obama was involved, Hillary Clinton was involved. These people did not give visa to a elected constitutional representative of India, a CM of India. It has nothing to do with BJP, Congress or anything. It has got to do with the fact that they did not give the visa. And today, they're all very happy going around with him, right? So I think we must think back, bhai hum ye kya hai? बिल्कुल आपको बता रहा हूं मैं, वो सबसे अच्छे कपड़े पहने हुए गांव वाले हैं, बंबई लैंग्वेज बोलते हैं, कुछ नहीं आता इनको, इधर खल लिया है. Sorry to say that, because now the Stanford and Harvard should get lectures from us in India. We don't need their lectures. You know, it's better, you know, our RECs, NITs, IMs and others are far superior to their own method of education. They will now scout, government will open the policy, yahan dukaan kholenge. It's very good because that results in lesser foreign exchange going out of this country. So much of foreign exchange used to educate our people. So let us do this reverse flow. So there, the knowledge like this, you know, what we are giving in this forum, there may be 1,000 different knowledge forums in different areas, in pharma, in automotives. So I think these verticals are the name of the game. Energy is the driver, because without this, electricity and energy, we're not going to do anything with the economy. Abhi, one more point I want to make here. 300 gigawatt is our installed capacity at this point. This cannot continue. You can't, and you can't deliver electricity. Now very happy, all the coal power plants have excess coal. Obviously it will have excess coal जब बिजली बना ही नहीं रहे हो. ठीक है, अब इन्हीं प्लांट्स को हमने एनर्जी अवार्ड दिए हैं, 10 साल हो जाएंगे एनर्जी अवार्ड्स को. हमने 90% PLF में अवार्ड दिए हैं, 94% PLF में अवार्ड दिए हैं NTPC को थर्मल में. अब वो चल रहा है 65% पे, 63% पे. तो आप let's not camouflage our information. Let us see आपकी डिमांड क्यों नहीं है. सस्ती बिजली चाहिए और हम कॉस्टली बिजली ले रहे हैं.
They are declaring in everyday paper that we have excess power.
हाँ, तो कहाँ है एक्सेस पावर भाई? 18 घंटे आज इस कंट्री का 60% आदमी 18 घंटे बिजली से वंचित है. वो सत्य है, हार्ड ट्रूथ है वो. नहीं सर, यूपी बिहार में 1 घंटे भी बिजली नहीं आती हमारे. That is a very sweeping statement and he has to be damn careful about such statements. नहीं मिथ कुछ नहीं है, प्रधानमंत्री सही है, पर हमारे मंत्री जो है ना, थोड़ा सा अभी ये चापलूसी बनना कम कर दे, सच बोले जाके. PM is a great PM, we have the best Prime Minister, but I'm telling you, I'm very critical. Ministers are wanted to be, minus Mr. Nitin Gadkari, I don't give any marks to the other ministers. They don't come in the standard of Professor Iyer. They have to come to the standards of Professor Iyer. None of them will get marks beyond, मतलब पास करना पड़ेगा, ग्रेस मार्क डाल के, एक नंबर डाल के 5-5 डालना पड़ेगा. और मोदी साहब का क्या है कि 10 नंबर में से उनको 20 मिल रहे हैं. ठीक है, तो ऐसे तो सरकार नहीं चलती है ना. तो इसलिए देयर इज नो ऑपोजिशन, फाइन, बट हम जो हमेशा आई सपोर्टेड ऑलवेज, वी वर द फर्स्ट, मार्केनॉमी वर द फर्स्ट पब्लिकेशन which is our other publication, which wrote in August 2013 cover that this is your next Prime Minister. So that daring we have, and we say right now that this methodology, he will win the election again. Modi Sahib is going to win the second one because the opposition is absolutely pathetic. They are not discussing in the parliament what they should discuss. They are wasting their time on the streets. So if they want to build India, they have to come out and discuss all these issues which we are talking, not me, all of us have been talking. So if we do all these things, then we will do a wonder for the forum, and because we have, by keeping quiet, it is the silence of intellectuals that brings countries and civilizations down. So let us not be silent, let us show the mirror, let us, this hydro, we can't see it happening, 10% is what TC is telling in generation terms. He has given the figures. I said installed capacity 14.28, but that's the real picture, it's worst, right? So let's, बहुत खराब हो गया है ये. And so today's winding up, Walia Saab.
Good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of the Forum of the Hydropower Producers in 5 river basins in Himachal Pradesh, it gives me great pleasure to be a part of the 8th Hydro Vision Conclave India 2016. With the center targeting 1 lakh megawatt of solar and 60,000 megawatt wind power by 2022, the hydropower projects have been pushed to the background. It is being cited that poor road connectivity, protest by NGOs, long gestation period and environmental degradation, lack of basic infrastructure, and uncertainty of power evacuation as the reasons for shifting focus from hydropower sector to solar and wind power. I am saying this thing because recently Chairman CA was in Shimla, and this, what I have said now, this was said by him in one of his speeches. So this is a fact. Government is seeking to have capacity addition of 1 lakh megawatt power to mitigate climate change by harnessing the green and renewable energy. It is also being heard that government wants to keep the fossil fuels and renewable energy in 60:40 ratio. This is a big jolt to the hydro sector, despite the fact hydropower ensures grid stability and now grid security also, whereas solar and wind power can be generated only when there is sunshine and wind blowing. There are examples in the world that have major power development from hydro resources. Dams and multi-purpose projects are not only marvels of technology, but are models of eco-planning to create a win-win situation for both the users of the generated electricity and the people living around the project sites, provided with relief and facilities through a great sense of corporate social responsibility displayed by the power generation companies. These power projects have indeed proved to be harbingers of sustainability in rough and tough mountain regions. Power availability is a single major factor for any investment decision to be made. There was a time when industry was not making any investment in Himachal Pradesh, but with the commissioning of project after project in the last 40 years, there are high volume commitments and an unprecedented industrial growth in Himachal Pradesh. About 65% of power consumption in the state is by the industries, and industrial expansion is unabated and consumption graph is on the rise. Now people become uncomfortable if supply goes for a few minutes even in rural areas. It has generally been observed that many of the hydroelectric projects allotted to the hydropower developers, whether in public or in private sector, are facing stiff resistance from the local populations that have raised their concerns about their safety, environment, water resources, pollution, employment opportunities, loss of land, rehabilitation problems, etc. It is because of fears, imaginary or real, of losing home and hearth, lands, farms, fields, orchards, social and cultural links and traditions, health, etc. Concerns in the minds of the people cannot be brushed aside and termed always as unjustified, though fears may not be well founded for want of well-supported hard scientific data. It is therefore heartening to note that Inertia Foundation has very aptly organized today's conclave on a subject of serious concern for the people of the country, as well as for the project developers who want to implement hydro projects without cost and time overruns. Hydroelectric projects which are well established and running for the past many decades need to be studied with analytical eye to find out whether established hydroelectric projects have really made the local population suffer, people have died altogether, and led to environmental degradation. If it has happened, is that really an irreversible process, or the socio-economic parameters of the project affected populations have not improved, or consequently quality of life has not provided a reasonable sense of satisfaction to the affected people? Findings of the studies may also reveal that effects have not been disastrous for the masses living in the periphery of these projects, as well as for the environment where hydroelectric projects are under operation and generating energy since decades, for successfully contributing to the states as well as countries' socio-economic development efforts. And examples are in Himachal. First hydroelectric project in Himachal came in Chamba, of 100 kilowatt, and then Chaba hydroelectric project that is in Shimla district, running since 1918. The people are there, agriculture is there, they are they got employment in those projects, and still people are living in those areas. Nobody has left the project area. Unless and until we prepare the balance sheet of positives and negatives of the hydroelectric projects, or for that matter any development projects, only then the realization of real benefits will begin to be perceived. At the same time, big power projects have been an area of concern for the environmentalists who hold that economic benefits are wiped out by the environmentally degrading impact of these projects on the fragile mountain ecosphere. Though project-specific cultural and sociological studies are also being made, yet there is a need to assess and evaluate the changes that these projects have directly or indirectly brought to the ethos and way of life in the hilly communities. And Himachal is the best example for this. I am sure deliberations in the conclave would provide an opportunity for collaborative effort in the area of hydropower to quantify the qualitative overall development of mountain regions. Before I stop, I would like to mention the great words of Amitan. I quote, "The sole advantage of power is that you can do more good." I unquote. Now it is for the government of India to prove that this is happening in true sense in India with the help of hydropower development, apart from solar and wind power, resultantly to reap the benefits for exigencies of better life and overall development, not of the people of the hill states, but of the whole country. In the end, I am to sincerely thank and convey my sincere thanks to the Chairman Hydropower Forum of India, Inertia Foundation, for giving me an opportunity to participate in today's conclave, and the members of the jury for honoring me with the award of Hydrobhushan. Thank you once again, Jay.
You kindly send me the soft copy, sir, because we'll be taking up in the tissue and we will publish this whole thing that has come. Thanks once again for all the people being here, and I would say let's have a common picture, sir. Photograph लेते हैं, बहुत बढ़िया.